Bulls Nation, as the media day for the Chicago Bulls comes to an end and training camp has begun, and in fact day one of training camp has come to an end. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of training camp. We're going to be talking about the things that Billy Donovan has said that I failed to mention in the last video, as well as a new signing to the training camp roster that I also failed to mention. We're going to be discussing all of these things from the Chicago Bulls in this video. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Chicago Bulls related video referring to some of the things that I've missed over the course of time, as well as talking about some of the media day things I forgot to mention that I think is going to be very important, as well as the training camp and the importance of the training camp for the Chicago Bulls. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the potential, progress the Chicago Bulls can make during training camp, and of course, everything that's been mentioned about media day. And I'm talking more specifically about Billy Donovan today. But first things first, we did make a new signing to that training camp roster, and his name is Daniel Oturu. Now, it's hard for me to identify much about this player, I'm going to be honest. He's not someone that I pay too much attention to. He is someone that, again, is a center. He is someone that played, I believe, for the Los Angeles Clippers, and he averaged 1.8 points per game, 1.6 rebounds, 0.3 assists, shooting 42% from the field, 20% from the three-point line. He played 30 games, but only 5 minutes per game. So not exactly a whole lot of time to identify his strengths and weaknesses. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask, and I'm not going to lie and say I know a lot about this player. I don't know too much about him. Of course, the people that have watched consistently the Clippers games, you might have a little bit of a glimpse of what he's all about. A lot of people are hyping him up, and a lot of people are saying a lot of pretty interesting things. People have been saying that he averaged more than Karl Anthony Towns in college, which is pretty interesting to say the least. But nevertheless, college is a completely different beast than the NBA. So he's going to be someone that's added into this team and given an opportunity, which is something that we need to make sure, he could get the best out of his opportunity. That last, contract is still open day. Anybody could get that contract. And it looks like those players that are on our training camp roster will be the player that's probably going to get that last contract. So we need to make sure that the Chicago Bulls give every single opportunity to a bunch of these players to see who's going to be the last man standing in many ways, who's going to be the guy that's going to outperform everybody else. And this is another guy that's going to come into this team, work really, really hard, and try and make a name for himself on this team. I personally don't see him being the guy to get the last contract. I think we do have pretty solid back up in the center position, but the question of size has been brought up many times. We are lacking size, and that's something that is going to be very difficult to, maintain over the course of the year. Sometimes we're going to need bigger players, and we might not have the extent of those big players that we might need. So bringing in Daniel Oturu could be something that the Chicago Bulls will see worthwhile in the future. We'll wait and see, but I don't know too much about him. Feel free to let me know in the comments below if you know much about him, if you know anything about him, and just how good he could be if he was that guy, to get that opportunity on the Chicago Bulls on a season-long contract. But again, I don't think he's the choice that I would personally go with, but I don't know too much about him, so not my place to really say. Now, I want to talk about media day a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen. There is something that, in my opinion, that has come to my attention when I've rewatched some of these interviews that I think is really interesting. Billy Donovan, for example, said a lot of things about playing fast. Switching and playing fast are the two things that come to mind when it comes to the Chicago Bulls. And I mentioned it a little bit in the last video, that it was difficult for the Chicago Bulls to kind of switch at times because of how big they played. Now we kind of have a smaller lineup where switching will become a very big component of the Chicago Bulls, where we can switch maybe 1 through 4, and we don't really lack, any sort of, defensive presence in the perimeter, and also sometimes in the interior as well. Very interesting things here, and the ability to play fast. Now, many people have wondered if the Chicago Bulls will play fast, because starting lineup wise, we do have a lot of players that can run, but a lot of people will put Nikola Vucevic in that lineup and thinks we might play a little bit slow. And I don't see every possession being dramatically fast-paced, but I do see a lot of fast play from the Chicago Bulls. That's what the whole bench is all about. That's why we got a lot of athletes that are willing to run and jump to go and get easy buckets. And athletes really will matter for the Chicago Bulls. And I think the starting lineup is also going to be something that we look at and say, we can play fast with this. Nikola Vucevic also said that a lot of the plays that he could potentially be trailing the play because he's not the quickest. And that's how he's going to get a lot of open shots as well. So playing fast seems to be the key for the Chicago Bulls at the moment. That's what Lonzo Ball seems to be the best at, and that's what I think Zach LaVine is going to get easy shots from. DeMar as well. Even the bench players like Alex Caruso. Kobe White was known for playing fast as well. It seems to be that's the direction that we're going in, and that's something that I found very valuable, and that's something I wanted to mention in terms of Billy Donovan, because he said a while back, I'll never forget this quote. He wants to talk and play to people's strengths, limiting their weaknesses, I should say. And with the Chicago Bulls, it seems like a lot of our players seem to like to play fast. So he's going with a system that allows us to do that. That's one step in the right direction as a coaching staff that we might have not seen under Fred Hoiberg and Jim Boylan. So I'm very, very happy with that. And obviously with the team that we have, playing fast, it could be the right way to go. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, was training camp. The first day of training camp has come to an end. We got to see a glimpse of some videos by the Chicago Bulls social media platforms, posting about highlights, Lonzo Ball highlights, Nikola Vucevic highlights, Zach LaVine. Basically a small video showing that these players are working hard. And I guess the message for many people that are excited about the season, training camp, highlight scrimmages, very, very, very good things in my opinion from the Chicago Bulls. What I would like to see, and I don't know if they're going to do this compared to what they did last year. I remember last year they held an open scrimmage where they had obviously the Bulls players versus each other for like one game. I think it was like up to 21 or something. I can't remember. And it was just them playing against each other. I would love if the Chicago Bulls could do that again, because we do have new players. We do have players that many people might not have seen before. And again, an open scrimmage can give us an idea of how well these players could play and the system we may play. Just the smallest of details to see what the Chicago Bulls can do in the future. Training camp's very important. I'm not going to hide the fact and say that training camp isn't important. It's a massive deal. It's a big thing, especially with so many new players. And it looks like they're working hard. But of course, the Chicago Bulls are always going to show the highlights. We need to see, in my opinion, that's why I want to see a scrimmage, because I want to see firsthand, eyewitness to what the Chicago Bulls are doing. Even if it's just one game, 10 or so minutes, 5 minutes, could even be a 2-minute video of just full game, of a full scrimmage. I would love to see that with the Chicago Bulls, and we'll see if the Chicago Bulls do deliver. I remember they did that last year, and that was one of the most exciting parts, because I was really excited about last year as well. I seem to be excited about every season, it looks like. And we got to see some really good play. We got to see Zach LaVine do really good things. Larry Marketing even played very well. We got to see a little bit of, I guess, the inside training for the Chicago Bulls. And I thought that was exceptional things that they did. And I would love to see that again. I'm not sure if they're going to give something like that away for free, because at the end of the day, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, I don't know. It seems like it's going to be too good to be true, but I'd love to see that happen. But overall, I'm really excited that the training camp has begun, because it just means we're one step closer to the beginning of the season. And of course, highlights will do the trick for now for the Chicago Bulls. Everyone's excited. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. The Bulls season is coming very shortly. I'm sure many of us are paying for that league pass right now. I'm sure many people are finding ways to watch games. And at the end of the day, it's a Bulls nation that's pretty happy and excited for the upcoming season. So training camp brings us one step closer. Training camp is always going to be important to gel the people together. As I said before, 3 players for the Chicago Bulls that have been on this team last year, that stayed on the team. And that's Patrick Williams, Kobe White, Zach LaVine. 2 of those players are injured. So training camp is crucial. It's the most crucial one I think we've had in a long time, because a lot of these players need to work well together, and this is the steps to do that. At the end of the day, having a slow start to the regular season is not in my priorities. It's not the concern. I don't want to be thinking we're going to have a terrible start to the season because players are not gelling together. This is their opportunity for them to work well together. And of course, over time, it'll get better and better and better. But I'd like to hit the ground running with this team, and training camp is the step to do that. So once again, I'd love to see a scrimmage from the Chicago Bulls. I would love to see, I guess, more in detail about what we're doing in training camp. I guess you can't reveal all your secrets, but we'll wait and see what happens when it comes to all of that situation. I doubt it's going to happen, but again, you could always be wrong. I could always be proven wrong. Maybe it is going to happen and I've just been stupid enough not to see it. I don't know. But the reality is that's something I'd really, really like to see from the Chicago Bulls. So if anyone from the Chicago Bulls is watching this, very doubtful, but if there is someone out there watching this video, if there is potential to release a full scrimmage with this team, I would absolutely love it. And we'll wait and see. I guess many people might feel the same way. Reality is we're all excited. We can't wait. Preseason is coming in a week's time. So one more week left and then we get to see some Bulls action. Although it's preseason, it's Bulls action nonetheless. And that's something I can't wait to see. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls preseason. It's coming very soon. We're going to have a video of Chicago Bulls Weekly coming up soon as well. I know people do like that series. It's not the most popular one that I've ever had, but it's a crucial one in my opinion. So that will be coming out very soon as well. And just keep your eyes out for other videos. Of course, I've been sick recently, so I'm not going to be uploading, I guess, daily, just to get some rest and stay hydrated, and just to make sure that I'm going to be up and ready to go for the start of the season. But this is an important video to make, just to miss out, just to talk about missed things that I may have, I guess, missed. So yeah, have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Take care.